All right, what's going on, my people? Welcome to Ears to the Street with Fact and Entertainment Meet. I am your host, HG, and it's time to get it cracking, y'all. It's time to get it cracking. We will be going over two situations. We're going to be talking about first. We're going to be talking about those courageous 200 students who marched out of Hill Crest High in Tuscaloosa. And at the end of the day, what they fought for, they achieved. We're going to discuss the importance of solidarity, unity, moving as one, moving as a unit, being on code, understanding the importance of sticking together, understanding that that sticking together has become this dinosaur concept. It's just, we have this situation where we're all just kind of in this fight by ourselves. Everyone's lonely, by themselves, feel like they don't have any help. A lot of people feel this way. I can't speak I don't want to make it too much of a blanket statement to where I'm talking about everyone in the world, but a nice majority of people, just based off what I see, based off what I've seen for many years. People are basically out here doing things on their own. Limited help, limited resources. And with the situation that happened at Hillcrest High with these 200 students, it just shows you. It just gives you an example of. It gives you an example of the possibility. It gives you an example of what can happen when people work together. It's that simple. It's that simple. We have organizations, we have people, we have countries, we have all these different people who understand the concept of working together, being community oriented, understanding the big picture outside of self, and really moving forward in a direction that not only an individual can be proud of, but their people could be proud of. I don't want to single out, my culture, my people, but I also have to, excuse me. But in a sense, I do have to do that because we just haven't figured it out yet, and it's not a hard thing to figure out. It's just I don't know what differentiates. I don't know basically people's foundation to a point where like this is a hard concept. It's really easy, but maybe for some it's not. Maybe the situations they came from, it makes them harder to be able to connect with people, see an agenda, and then together plan a course of action, and jump the hurdles, go through the ups and downs with it, fine tune it, refine it, and then keep applying themselves collectively and reaching the goal. And that's what these 200 students did. They weren't having it. This particular the administration in the school tried to basically censor them, ban their program for Black History Month. And they just wasn't having it. They weren't having it. So, they took matters into their own hands. They stormed out of there, they protested, and at the end of the day, by showing that defiance, by exercising solidarity, by exercising unity, as a collective, being on the same accord, being on code, 200 students, all with the same vision, the same mind state, moving as one, they were able to, succeed, to succeed. A lot of people in that situation, and a lot of people in these situations where it takes unity to overcome maybe like some type of systemic thing that's going on, systemic racism, or some type of systemic roadblock that's in front of you. It takes some would fold. They would fold. I see it. I've seen it for years. People fold. They I think about the another time where you seen it with like with the back in the day with the teacher strike. This is like 2000s, like early 2000s with the teacher strike, and they was I can't remember the year. It was a while ago, but it kind of that just popped into my head. Where for whatever reason, and when it's a strike, 9 times out of 10 is money. It could be some other perks that they feel, benefits that they're feeling they're not getting. And I remember when nobody going to school, teachers was on strike. You know what I'm saying? So with this particular situation with Hillcrest High, it just shows you, if you're all moving on the same accord, thinking alike, that a lot of things could be done. And we need to let this be an example of what we could do. And these is young kids. You know what I'm saying? These are like, you know what I'm saying? Like these young kids. But that's where it comes from though. See, in my opinion, and it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? But I'll speak from my opinion though. The youth is always ready. They're always ready. They ready to get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? When I say get it cracking, I don't necessarily mean tearing shit up and doing that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of played out if there's no organization behind it. But they're ready to move. They ready to move. It just you got a lot, and it's sad to say, and I'm not speaking for everyone, but a large majority of people. You got a lot of people that's in my age range, maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, who they don't got no fight in them. The world done whooped their ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, it done fucked them up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they in the house, they patching themselves up, they trying to get themselves together. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Trust me, I took my lickings. You know what I'm saying? But these youngsters, they ready. They ready to show these institutions that y'all can't have that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't take that away from us. They're ready to fight for more. And I'm just glad that we had a demonstration of 200 young black students who were the example to show the world and everybody in the black community, like, this is how it's done. This is how it's done. On this particular scale, this is how it's done. So let that be an example. We're going to actually get into an article. We're going to talk about that. And then we got to go in on I don't know if you guys seen it, but I got the video. And, Maino, don't play with me. Maino then choked out the young interviewer. It is like, and this goes back to the kind of the thing with the 200 students, because there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect between older black people and younger black people. There's a big disconnect right there, and there's a lot of things to blame for it. But at this point in the game, we gotta quit blaming each other. We gotta quit pointing blame and start coming up with sensible, smart solutions to to get better, to solve the problem. Because always pointing fingers at each other, it's not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing that for way too long. It hasn't gotten us nowhere. We know that we know the history of our people when it comes to dealing with each other and the things that we haven't done right by each other. You know, we need to get to a space where, you know, we're fixing these old wounds. We're fixing them. But with this disconnect, you know, you seen it with this particular interview with Maino, you know, because they both, in my opinion, they both did the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they both weren't right. You know, what did the youngster push him to go there? In a sense, yeah, he did. You know what I'm saying? Now, as an OG, Maino, did he handle that situation the best way he could? Hell fucking no. You know what I'm saying? And right there in this particular instance, in this video that we're gonna watch a little bit later, you know, you see the disconnect. You see that disconnect right there is blatant right there in your face. The disconnect that we see. So we're gonna take a look at that. You know, examine it a little bit. It's not gonna be a long show tonight. Been a long day today. Long day today. You know, since the time I woke up today, was putting work in. So and as you see right now with this late night show, we still putting work in. We still got more work to do. So and then I want to pop this one on y'all. You know, we're gonna talk about it. Is independent thinking a thing of the past? You know, is thinking for yourself a thing of the past? Is it all about, you know, public perception and going with the crowd? Is that where we're at as society? Are we just trying to get along? Everybody want to get along. You know, no one's pushing the buck anymore, if that's the correct saying. You know, no one's pushing the envelope anymore. You know, everyone just wants to get along, stay to themselves, you know, move throughout this whole thing with no problems. You know, anything that goes against status quo, you know, like, we're staying away from it. We don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, no more independent thinkers. You know, where are they at? You know, who's pressing the envelope? Who's willing to go against society standards? You know, who's willing to do that? You know, who's willing to do that? That's my buddy right there. I told him I'd call him back. But I'm gonna hit him back after this. But who's willing to do that? You know, where are the independent thinkers at? You know, is everybody just following everything? Like whatever's trending, that's what we going with. You know, whatever's clever at the time, that's what we going with. You know, now this is the new wave, so we're just gonna go that way. You know, is that where we are as a society, where there's no more independent thinking as individuals? You know, all the music sounds the same in a sense. You know, everyone's dressing the same in a sense. You know, everyone's doing the same thing. You know. So we're gonna discuss it. So make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Share the videos. Don't be afraid to go to my Cash App, $ ears to the street, the way it's spelled. And support. You know, we appreciate all the support we can get. So what we're gonna do with the 200 students, Hill Crest High, we're gonna go through an article. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna just read through the article, very short article, discuss it a little bit. Find out what the outcome was to the situation, because this happened a few weeks ago. You know, I just got abreast to it. You know, but I did a video last night, did some good numbers, and I told and based off all the comments, they was like, okay, what happened with this? We want to know what's going on. So obviously, there's a lot of people who didn't know about it, like I didn't know about it. So I just, you know, looked it up, seen what was the result of it, found the article that speaks on what happened, what transpired after the protest, and that's what we're going to read through. That's what we're going to read through. So, without further ado, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Share my screen. Boom. Boom. Okay. All right. Okay. Black History program takes on a different meaning at Hill Crest High 2 weeks after walkout. Yeah, just by these 200 students doing what they did, the outcome, the outcome gonna be like crazy. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that should man, I know those students just have so much more self-esteem. That's a monumental moment in their lives, in history, where they like, look, they was trying to ban something that we believe in, trying to ban something that's a part of our history, and we ain't having it. We ain't having it. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely something to be proud of, and definitely something for people to learn from, and apply. So let's go through this. Tuscaloosa County, Alabama, baby. Let's go. Roll Tide, right? All right. Well, I don't know. I got to be careful when I talk about Alabama sports talk. They go crazy about it down here. I don't watch enough sports to know. But here we go. Students at Hill Crest High in Tuscaloosa put on a massive Black History Month program Wednesday. This comes exactly 2 weeks after students walked out of school in protest, saying the school wasn't doing enough to remember Black history. It all depends on who you talk to. Some say yes, others aren't sure. But on Wednesday, students forgot about the walkout and focused on a well-orchestrated Black History Month ceremony. There we go. Well-orchestrated. They put it together right. All right. Once they turned down the lights in the school, once they turned the lights down in the school gym at Hillcrest High, they shined a light on Black history, dancing, singing, speeches. Around 1,000 people attended, and all were taken around the world getting a taste of Black culture. Beautiful. I wish I could have been there. Senior Jada Holt says the ceremony made everyone temporarily forget about what happened 2 weeks ago, when frustrations and anger spilled on the front line of the school over concerns school leaders weren't doing enough to honor and remember Black history. I feel great, and I don't feel like there's a weight on my shoulders anymore. I feel good, said Hope. Jemiah Brown superheaded the protest that day. I'm excited to be at the program, and I'm happy it's finally coming together, and we worked so hard in getting it together, said Brown. There you go. There seemed to be mixed reviews whether school district officials were done enough. It seemed to be mixed reviews whether school district officials have done enough since the walkout to be more engaging with students and learning what it is they are looking for. School district leaders say they are ongoing conversations. I apologize. Reginald King Jr. is happy that in spite of the protest, the Black History Month program went well and was well received. All right. We've been able to overcome everything we faced in the past few months, and proud of everyone who got involved, said King. Okay, Tuscaloosa County Superintendent Dr. Carrie Johnson attended the event but declined an interview, saying she wanted the focus to be on the students. 2 weeks ago, a walkout in the front yard. 2 weeks later, they came together as one. There we go. Came together as one. That's what it's about. Coming together as one. And with that being said, I also want to shine some light on my organization, One Nation Elites. We're geared toward this right here. This This is one of the reasons, I'm so proud of these 200 students, because, they did it. They did it. They showed the world, and especially the administration at this school, that, we're not just going to lay down and let you guys take away what's a part of us, what's a part of our history, what's a part of our culture. This type of thing needs to be implemented on a national scale. Schools, colleges, high schools, elementary schools, workforces, organizations, black ministries, black entrepreneurs. This oneness needs to spread amongst all of us. We should have a fundamental understanding of solidarity. Of solidarity. Is that simple? Let's continue. Students say Black History Month program of this size has been going on for 4 years at Hill Crest High. So they've been putting it down for years on this. And that's it, y'all. That's the article right there. That's the article right there, as y'all can see. I thought it was a little bit more, but I guess I was wrong. That's the article right there, And honestly, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? That's enough right there. That's enough right there. That's all. Success. That's all it is. They had an issue. They came together. They protested. And they were able to succeed in what they wanted. And that's the example, and that's an example that we can all take from and apply it to our situations. And when I say our situations, I mean as a collective, not individual situations. Your individual situation would get better if you work with people more. We're in this delusional mind state that you think life is set up for you to do it all on your own. No, that's how society has put the standard for you to do it all on your own now. All the races and that's out here who have accumulated true wealth, they understand the concept of working together, working with their own. Their businesses doing work with each other. You know what I'm saying? Chinatown. When you go to Chinatown, all you see in the businesses are Chinese people for the most part. You may have depending on the establishment or depending on the establishment, like if you go to a Walgreens in Chinatown, you might not just see Asians. You may see a few sprinkles here and there or something like that. But for the most part, every store you go into is gonna be Asian people in Chinatown. But you don't see that in the black community. When you go to the gas station, you see you see Arabs. When you go to a restaurant, you're gonna see Asians. You'll see Latin people, Latino people, and then you'll have a few black businesses here and there, but we don't have control of our own communities. We don't have control of our own communities, and the only way we can get control of our own communities is solidarity, unity, working together. You know what I'm saying? Burying the hatchet. Quit trying to win the argument. You know what I'm saying? Like, quit trying to win the argument, and let's understand, okay, boom, boom, that happened. It is what it is. How can we move forward? Solutions to moving forward, working together. And that's what these students pulled off. I'm so proud of them. HG wants to just salute you. Hats off. Amazing work. Anything that else goes on at that school, do the same thing. any type of anything that's going on in these institutions where you feel like your people aren't getting a fair shot, do the same thing. Organize, protest with a course of action to succeed and get what you want. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna move on, man. You know, this is gonna be a short one tonight. I ain't gonna be on here all night. We're gonna move on, and this is sliding right into the generation gap between young blacks and older blacks. You know, and see, one thing about me is this: when I was younger, see, now I'm the black guy. I'm the son. I'm not an elder, but I'm the older black guy. You know what I'm saying? Black man, male figure. But I remember when I was younger, and I used to conversate with older guys, and I'm talking about like older, not like just a few years older. I mean like me talking to a 20-year-old, like we're gonna see with this Maino video. You know, this is basically like a 19, early 20-year-old talking to a 40-year-old man, 30 to 40-year-old man. I'm pretty sure Maino's probably in his 40s. You know what I'm saying? Maybe early 40s or late 30s. But you'll see this generation gap, and you know, you'll see, you know, where the disconnect is. You see it. You see the disconnect. You see the lack of, you see the lack of respect, and then you see the lack of tolerance. You see what I'm saying? And I remember when I was younger, to get back to what I was saying, I remember when I was younger, and I used to get that same, but see, the thing is about me, I didn't have a lack of respect. You know what I'm saying? But I still felt a lack of tolerance because maybe, you know, my viewpoint was younger, you know, and just because, and that goes back to that independent thinking thing, you know. Even though people are more experienced and have been through certain things, do we just shut off the new innovative way of thinking? You know, yeah, it probably needs to be fine-tuned and guided a little bit more, but does it get to a point where you're just so irritated with this young kid, you know, who doesn't know nothing, and you're not even patient enough to guide them? Like, look, I see what you're saying, but you know, take a look at this, because you know, with that particular thing, you know, that could go this way, and I'm older and I've seen things go that way, and this is how I did it, so just take that into consideration. You know, it ain't always what you do, it's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into the Maino video. All right, let's get into this Maino joint. All right. Here we go. Wait. Let me make sure I got sound before I do that, y'all. Let me make sure I got sound before I do it. Oh shit, I'm all fucking up. I should have sound. I think the sound stays on. Alright, let's roll with it. Hopefully y'all can hear it.
You just check. Alright, look, quick question, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? I can borrow your chain. No. I can't borrow your chain.
You want to borrow my chain?
Yeah, let me borrow it. Let me put it on your chain so I can see how it feel. I want to see how it feel like. You know what I'm saying? To have on the chain.
Now you just chatting. See, I gave you your time. Now you just chatting.
Alright, look, quick question, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? How badly, right, do you think I could like beat your ass?
Wait, let's play that back. It's another video, I couldn't find it, where he actually holding them on the table. He's holding them on the table like, man, I told you to quit playing with me, man.
I can borrow your chain?
No.
I can't borrow your chain.
You want to borrow my chain?
Yeah, let me borrow it. Let me put on your chain so I can see how it feel. I want to see how it feel like. You know what I'm saying? To have on the chain.
Now you just chatting. See, I gave you your time. Now you just chatting.
Alright, look, quick question, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? How badly, right? You think I could like beat your ass?
Oh man, that's funny. It ain't funny, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. I ain't gonna even stunt. So I didn't think to do it, but I should have got the young kids reaction like after the fact. I'm pretty sure he did like some type of video or something on it, but this just shows you what I just talked about, the generation gap. You know how you got this young kid. And and I don't know who this young kid is. You know, he may do these pranks all the time in his interviews, and that may be his thing. And he's probably, getting a lot of likes. Who knows how successful he's been with it? I've never seen him before. I don't know who he is. So I'm not gonna sit here and if that's his approach to his interviews and it's been doing good for him, then it is what it is. People like that type of stuff. So I get it. But in the same sense, are you doing something that's kind of respectable, or are you just doing something that's entertaining? And if it's something that's entertaining, then you'll get choked out. If it's just strictly entertainment, you're trying to provoke people, get the craziest thing to happen to you, and we've all seen it, these pranks where people will just walk up to people and say, "Oh, I'll beat your ass," and then you get the reaction, then they start running. I've seen one of those when the dude pulled the gun out, like, "Dude, quit playing with me." You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the type of stuff that you're into. Me personally, it'd be entertaining to watch, but I would never do no stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that because I don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, Maino don't play like that either. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. But see, that's the thing. When I was this young kid's age, I didn't play like that. You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even, as if I was an interviewer at that particular age, man, I would treat that with so much respect. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I don't know where this kid is at. He may be doing millions and millions of views, advertisement, whatever, you know what I'm saying, based off what he's doing. And if he is, salute. You know what I'm saying? I can't knock his hustle, you know what I'm saying, if he has a formula that's working for him. But, me being who I am, I would take that interview, like I would take it now, being the age I am now. Like, I would, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would, ask some serious questions. And if I wasn't gonna ask serious questions, I would do questions that wouldn't piss him off to have him choking me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get choked. You know what I'm saying? For one, like, you ain't gotta put your hands around my neck, but at the same time, I wouldn't be doing silly. I wouldn't be asking silly questions trying to provoke him. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he don't know this little kid, or this young boy, young male, however you want to put it. He don't know him. He's giving him an opportunity. Like, Maino been in the game for a minute. He's, Maino is like legendary status. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a well-known New York artist. Came up under the Little Kim umbrella. Been putting it down. From what I know, you know what I'm saying, certified in the streets to a degree. You know what I'm saying, or not to a degree, maybe full-fledged certified. You know what I'm saying. I heard a little bit of his music. I never got deep into his music, but a couple of songs I heard I liked. You know what I'm saying. So and I like, one thing I do like about Maino is his interviews. You see what I'm saying? See, you know, with this internet age, it's like the interviews would be dope. You know what I'm saying? Like the music is one thing, but you can develop a fan base just based off doing some official interviews. And that's one thing I always liked about Maino's is interviews. So with this young kid having the opportunity to interview Maino, and not, it seemed like he didn't really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if he expected that reaction or if he do those type of interviews to where he'll get that type of reaction. And I'm gonna go through the video just one more time just to check it out one more time. He talking about borrow his chain. He like, dude, get your ass out of here. What you talking about? He like, borrow my chain. Alright, here we go. We just gonna run it one more time.
I can't borrow your chain. Nah. I can't borrow your chain.
You want to borrow my chain?
Yeah, let me borrow it. Let me put on your chain so I can see how it feel. I want to see how it feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? To have on the chain.
Now you just chatting. See, I gave you your time. Now you just chatting.
Alright, look, quick question, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? How badly, right, do you think I could like beat your ass?
Man, Maino didn't even waste no time. Like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't even waste no time with it. Like, soon as he said beat, he was on his ass, like, immediately. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just talked about, you know, him being young, doing these prank videos, thinking this is something cute, not really appreciating the interview. You know, this is Maino, someone that's substantial, credible in the hip-hop world, you know, legendary status, you know, then work with all type of, you know, top-notch artists. Been established for multiple years, has kind of stood the test of time with this rap thing. You know, not, you know, appreciating that, to have that caliber of person to interview, you know what I'm saying, got the reaction that he got it. Now, Maino, on the other hand, like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it, my guy. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know, I get it. You know, you ain't playing around. You're a grown man. You got this little kid talking crazy. You know, you got cameras on you. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know. But I still think Maino didn't go about it the right way. You know. But that's the thing, though. You can't expect everybody to do and this isn't taking any responsibility off him, because I totally disagree with the way he handled that. But you just can't expect people to always do the most responsible thing in every situation all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of unrealistic, you know. Would I have liked to see him? I would like to see him choke him mentally. You know, I would have, if it was me in that situation and he said that, I'm like, look, bro, you know, I'm giving you an opportunity to interview me, you know, and based off who I am, what I've been doing, what I've done in hip hop, you know, my status, you know, this could be a great opportunity for your platform, for your company, you know, whatever you got going on. This could be a great opportunity for you. You know, why wouldn't you come to me with some official questions? You know what I'm saying? Some mind, you know, some real solid official questions that would throw me off, be like, oh man, I never, you know what I'm saying? And you'll get a real response. You know what I'm saying? As an interviewer, that's like one of the best things to do. And I've only been doing it for like a year, you know, but that's one of the things that as an interviewer that I be looking to do is ask questions that ain't nobody else asked, because a lot of times people ask the same damn questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll look at videos and with different people, like when I did the Oskino video, you know, I had to try to dig to see, okay, what people haven't asked them, you know. And I know every time you ask the person a question, you may get a variation of different things. You may get a little bit of new stuff, information out of that. And if you get that, that's dope too. You know what I'm saying? But as an interview, I'm trying to ask a question that ain't nobody ever asked them. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I'm still working on. But with the Maino situation, I would have just liked the Maino to say, "Come on, young brother, like, you know, I'm giving you an opportunity to interview me." And you see what he said with the first one. He was like, "All right, now you just chatting." And he gave him the shoulder shrug, like, you know, for those who know about that, not the shoulder shrug, but he gave him the shoulder grip. You know what I'm saying? That's like, come on, little nigga. Like, he already, you know what I'm saying? He already, like, kind of sizing you up with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much force is it going to take for me to move your ass? You know what I'm saying? But see, Shorty thinking it's probably some love shit. He like, nah, nigga. Like, quit playing around with me. You know what I'm saying? He already see it coming. Like, quit playing around with me. You know what I'm saying? Quit playing games. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. And sure enough, you know, and then you could see, let me go back to it, because then you could see in the shorty face, that he knows he's about to ask a question that's going to get a fucked up response to it. You know what I'm saying? I got to find out who this shorty is. He's probably doing millions of views off these type of interviews. This was the type of shit, you know, people be liking these days. I'm going to look at it one more time, y'all. When I seen it, though, I was like, oh, Maino, no. Why you hem him up like that, Maino? Maino like, man, fuck that shit. Little ass nigga fucking with me. But that's the generation gap, though. You see what I'm saying? I feel they both handled this situation wrong. They both handled the situation wrong. They both handled it wrong. I'm going to run through it one more time.
I can't borrow your chain? No. I can't borrow your chain?
You want to borrow my chain?
Yeah, let me borrow it. Let me put on your chain so I can see how it feel. I want to see how it feel like. You know what I'm saying? To have on the chain.
Now you just chatting. See, I gave you your time. Now you just chatting.
Alright, look, quick question, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? How badly, right? You think I could like beat your ass? I can't borrow your chain?
No.
That's crazy.
I can't borrow your chain?
You want to borrow my chain?
Yeah, let me borrow.
Yeah, they just both handled it wrong. They both handled it wrong. So yeah, and that's the generation gap, y'all. That's the generation gap right there. You know what I'm saying? I think Maino had a lack of tolerance, and then I think the young interviewer just had a lack of respect, and that's what you got. You know, you're gonna get some type of physical altercation based off those two things. You know, so you know we gotta let this be an example too. You know, because this is happening a lot. This has been going on for a lot of years. You know, like I'm talking about decades of this going on. Where the further we get into the future, we have more disconnection between man and woman. We have more disconnection between older woman and woman and older man and man. You know what I'm saying? It's like the disconnect, you know, it's crazy. You know, it's just getting further and further apart as we go. You know, and that's something that that's another problem that we gotta fix in our communities, y'all. You know what I'm saying? The generation gap, you know, the relationship gap, you know, the constant feuding between black men and black women, you know, not being able to just communicate and not hold contempt for one another. You know, there's just a lot of contempt going on with us, with our community. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we gotta fucking do something about. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you care though, you know, some people just don't care. You know, we've gotten to a place with our people, like, we don't care. You know, we got all these other people that's looking out for their people, that's holding their people down, you know, that's working together, you know what I'm saying, that's building up their businesses, you know, supporting each other with, you know, keeping the money in their communities. And in the black communities, it's like, we don't give a fuck. we just don't care. You know, we don't want to support each other. You know, we always criticizing each other, always downing each other, you know, thinking that we're better than each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of that going on, and it gets us nowhere. You know, it gets us nowhere as a collective. Individually, you know, you'll have your success stories, but overall, there's, you know, overall the percentage, you know, ain't good, you know, or so, not doing good, struggling, you know what I'm saying? Barely making ends meet, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. We know that's the normal right there. That's the norm. So all these imaginary success stories, they're not real. They're not real. The percentage is very low. You gotta get that in your head. You know, I ain't saying people was out here on the streets eating out of garbage cans, but you're barely, there's a lot of us that's barely making it. You know what I'm saying? Like, quit playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not doing that well. You're good. You may be a little comfortable. You know, comfortable is nice. You know what I'm saying? But comfortable can go to uncomfortable real quick. You know, so we gotta understand that, and we're not gonna get over this hump unless we start moving together, helping each other, supporting one another. You know what I'm saying? Bigging each other up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down. Quit getting, you know, quit letting small tiffs, you know what I'm saying, destroy the big picture of things of us, what we're trying to build. You know, what we need to build. Not trying to build, what we need to build, you know, as a collective, y'all. So yeah, Maino Maino put that grown man on his shoulder like, come on now, boy. Don't be playing no games. And I like, shorty a fool though. He knew what was coming though. He knew what he was getting himself to. He knew what he was getting himself into. I don't know what his channel is. He probably doing crazy numbers off that right there. You know. And that's another thing too though. Like, you know, is that a bait for a sue? You know? Is that a Dennis Rodman moment where he kicked the guy on the floor and the guy started flopping? You know what I'm saying? I remember that game. I'll tell you, I was watching that game. I was young. I wasn't that young, but I was pretty young during that series. I remember that game though. I was watching that game and the dude, Rodman tripped over the dude and dude kicked the dude. Dude barely even kicked the dude. And then, I mean, Robin barely even kicked the photographer, and it's just funny how he went into a shock, and then he's like, oh, like it dawned on him, like, oh man, I just got kicked on national television by a rich basketball player. Like, let me. He went into straight theatrics with that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's Denzel status right there. He was like, oh, and then Robin just looked at him like, like this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I gave like a baby kick to the knee. And he even fell out dead. He even passed out. And I think dude got like $300,000 for that. Dude came up off that. That was a come up for him. You know what I'm saying? That was a straight come up for him. Now, would I have done the same thing in that situation? That's what you got to ask yourself. And that's some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's an opportunity. You see what I'm saying? It's an opportunity. Like, man, would I have done that if Dennis Rodman kicked me? I don't know, man. I probably would have started fighting Dennis Rodman. That's the type of dude I am. Like, nigga, don't kick me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you think you kicking? I probably would grab my camera and hit that thing in the face or something. You know what I'm saying? But dude, and then if that would have been the case, then I probably would have sued him still. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have been justified in hitting him because he kicked me. And then I still could have sued him because he settled it. And I wouldn't have felt like a clown acting like dude did. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. So let's get to this question. Then we're going to wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all share the content. And don't be afraid to hit that cash app. You know what I'm saying? But is independent thinking a thing of the past? You know, I looked up what an independent. I already know what it is, but I just wanted to get a definition of it. You know, and there's many definitions of it, or is a lot that could be said about it. But the one thing that I did look up that I liked is, what is an independent thinker? An independent thinker is someone who analyzes situations using their own judgment rather than conforming to the public opinion. They evaluate multiple perspectives, collect evidence, ask questions, and use critical thinking skills. And, you know, the reason I asked this question is because I've always considered myself an independent thinker. I've never been go with the crowd type person. I've never done anything to try to fit in. You know, it's like, take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to be disagreeable in no type of way, you know, because it's things that people did do that I thought was something to do and I did it, you know. But so far as, you know, feeling pressure to do something, I never did it. You know, just because everybody was doing that, doing this, that don't mean I did it. You know, now it were some situations where when I was younger, having older influences that I was influenced in that way. But after a certain age, like once you get into your, once we start talking about like teenager, 15, 16, like hell no. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. You know, I was influenced on how to get money so far as serving. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like how to get bread. Like, cause it wasn't no, you know, growing up, it wasn't really nobody to teach you how to get money. You know what I'm saying? So it was either you serving, and serving is selling drugs, y'all. For those who don't know, you either serving or you working. You know, and you know there wasn't no entrepreneur people around to, you know, show you how to get bread like that. You know what I'm saying? So the only way you really could, the only way that I knew, that I seen how to get money at those young ages, when you're really too young to work. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, you know what I'm saying? In a sense, you know, because once you get about 16, 17, you know, you can pretty much, you know, we had to get like work permits and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, you're a little too young to work, you know, unless you find something, somebody just give you a chance doing something, you know what I'm saying? Or is that, or shit, you saved up $50, $60, however you could get it, maybe borrowed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, however you came up on a little 50, 60. Like, we used to go to, like, wintertime in Chicago, we used to, you know, we used to go shovel snow. We used to go shovel snow for money. We'd go right over to the white people neighborhood. We'd go to the white people neighborhood, shovel snow all day, and come back with that $50, $60 and go grab you an ounce. All the real. Go grab you an ounce, goddamn, and get busy. You know what I'm saying? Bag up and get right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it used to be. That's how it used to be. And but with me saying all that, you know, are we just at a time with 2023 where everybody just want to follow the trend? You know, no one wants to, you know, just be that individual who sees something's going wrong or see society moving in a certain direction, and instead of saying, oh no, that's not moving in the right direction, let me speak up, they just keep their mouth closed and just go with the program. You know, is that where we are with our, you know, where are the independent thinkers at? You know, where are the people that's taking it to that level? You know what I'm saying? The people that's going against the status quo, where are they? You know, everyone just trying to get along and you know, do these fictional unrealistic, delusional kumbaya type things just so everybody could be cool and not shake the boat, and everything's a trend and a fad and we're just gonna move with it. Or what's the new challenge this week? All this corny shit. You know what I'm saying? What's the new challenge this week? Oh, we're pranking guys and getting choked on interviews. Is that the most creative we could do? Is that the most creative we can come up with? And I ain't knocking nobody hustle, but I'm just saying, where's the independent thinkers are? Who's raising the bar? Who's raising the bar with our people? Was everybody just trying to do the same thing to have a come up? You know what I'm saying? Everybody just trying to come up off some little silly gimmick or some corny stuff that's going on, and no one's really questioning this stuff. We're all just on the internet looking at everything and being entertained by it. TikTok, TikTok crazy. What is it? You know what I'm saying? Where they at? The independent thinkers, is this a thing of the past? Is it all just about, how many views you could get? Is people just doing stupid shit for views? I've had a situation where someone wanted me to do something, and the first thing they said in regards to doing it, when it was some shit that when it was some corny shit, you know what I'm saying, was like, man, you'll get some views. And I was like, I don't move off views, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about? I get some views. I'm like, what? You want me to jeopardize my integrity as a man for views? Just so I can have somebody look at me, and then I know within myself I'm on some sucker shit. Like, nah, I'm not doing that, man. I don't know who you think you talking to, but nah. We ain't doing no sucker shit, you know what I'm saying, to get no views. We ain't doing no sucker F-boy stuff to get no views. Not on Ears to the Street Media. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that over here. Integrity and reputation is always, it always is the bar over here. Always the bar over here. Always the bar over here. We don't, we ain't doing no crazy stuff. We ain't doing no clown theatrics over here. So we can get some people to say, hey, look at us. You know what I'm saying? We do what we do. We do it officially. We do it as thorough as possible. We get better with time. We get better with more experience and more work ethic. And for those who gravitate this way, I appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate, you tuning in, and I hope you're, enlightened and entertained. You know what I'm saying? And, that's how we rock over here, Ears to the Street Media. So with that being said, I'm going to be ending this broadcast, Ears to the Street Media with Fact and Entertainment Me. I'm your host, HG. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all share. And please, show your support by sending a donation to Ears to the Street on Cash App. And we out. Salute.